Here's your WNEM TV5 news update.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Raven Blue. Here's a look at the top stories we're following tonight. Michigan authorities are trying to figure out how a 2020 voting machine that went missing ended up on eBay. Since these machines are part of the nation's infrastructure, they are supposed to remain under lock and key. Somehow, one ended up being available to the highest bidder. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson says officials are working with law enforcement to ensure the security of the equipment.
We're still finding out those facts, but it's important to note that that's happening in this era of misinformation where people are quick to seize on the potential for machines to be somehow insecure. And our work in Michigan is to ensure that any machine that is illegally accessed or even attempted to be illegally accessed is decommissioned.
Michigan is one of several swing states where officials are investigating unauthorized access to voting systems by people who are trying to prove the false claim the 2020 election was stolen. The Huron County Sheriff's Office is investigating a crash that killed a Midland man. Around 6:48 a.m. this morning, investigators say that two people on their way to work came across the wreckage of a car in the east side ditch of M53 in Dwight Township. The driver had been ejected and was lying dead near the car. Investigators say that the 26-year-old man was traveling northbound when he struck a deer and lost control. It is unknown when the crash happened. The sheriff's office says the victim was vacationing with family in the Port Austin area. An autopsy is scheduled for sometime in the upcoming week. The investigation is ongoing. TV5 is withholding the victim's name until the family has been notified. A boil water advisory for the city of Mount Pleasant has been lifted. The city says residents can resume drinking tap water. Officials say the water supply has completed rounds of testing. Residents may notice a chlorine smell. The city says this is not a safety concern and it will dissipate in a few days. Now here's John with a look at your forecast.
Thank you very much, Raven. Let's talk about your forecast for the rest of the holiday weekend. Clouds definitely a little bit more stubborn for your Sunday, and temperatures tonight going to be a little bit cooler for some. I think we'll talk some upper 50s further south, but north and west of the bay not going to be out of the question for some areas to reach the 40s as we're going into your Monday morning. There it is for your Labor Day, partly to mostly cloudy. I think the clouds a little bit more stubborn again for tomorrow, and it still will be a little bit breezy. We'll keep that wind direction, mainly from the northeast 5 to 15. I think temperatures get you back in the mid 70s. And if you're thinking about going out on the water for your Labor Day, it still will be a little bit choppy in some areas. Very cloudy skies. Wind's going to be still more of an onshore flow from the east northeast, especially for the outer bay. Could have those winds as high as near 10 to 20 knots. So winds could be as high as near 2 to 4 feet. So just going to be things to keep in mind as we're going throughout the holiday tomorrow. There it is into the next 7, though. We do improve in our sky conditions. I'm thinking as we go into mid next week, we'll add a few more degrees to your temperatures. We're looking at some low to even mid 80s, looking good Thursday, Friday. Does look like there will be yet another system we will have to keep an eye on by next weekend. Could bring back the chance for a few showers there. In the First Warn 5 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist John Gross.
Remember to tune into WNEM TV5 on air and online 24/7 for the latest news, weather, and information.